I've been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast, where I'm your host, Dane Hennon, back here with a slight cough, but we're working on it. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, Dane.
How's it going?
It's good.
You sound good. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thanks for having me. Happy Tuesday. Glad to be here.
Yeah, yeah. Little later today,
Yeah.
just so get going.
Well, we've got a Rupes class going on
Yeah,
right
there's a lot
now
going
over
on
here
today.
in the building, so we've had to get that going, get that up and running. Got
Yeah,
a
of
few
course.
students, not as many as we liked, but we had the weather, freak snow. We got almost 2 feet of snow projected for this whole week.
I hope we
Cumulative.
actually get
Well,
it.
it's all going to rain and melt today, but
don't
then
want
we're supposed
that.
to get more snow. So
I just want the snow.
yeah,
Have it stick. Let's have some fun in the sun. Am I right?
well, in the snow.
Well,
In the snow.
When
In
I
the
did
sun.
the title and the thumbnail today, it's because I actually realized there's an elephant in the room,
Oh.
and I want to invite said elephants into the room with us if they're not already here. Could we pull up a screen, please, saying hello to our friends? Hey, there they are. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you on the show. Nice to see you. Happy New Year.
I got my Rupes mug going on here.
we got
nice.
Prentice. He's here.
Yeah.
He's over here
I know,
telling
I know,
jokes
I heard that,
and
and Sarah.
yeah, they're telling jokes
I
and
think it's ironic that you guys have somebody from Florida and San Diego in Boise in
yeah.
the winter, right?
Yeah,
Well-
with like 5 inches of snow on the ground. So
Yeah, it's the right time to be
Exactly.
here. It's far too hot during the
Yeah.
summer, so
Yeah. So happy New Year, guys. How you
Happy
doing?
New
Yeah.
Year. We are good.
yeah.
We've been just staying as healthy as
I
all
was
of
gonna
us
say,
can.
this is my
'cause
first day
This
back,
is
so- well, other than yesterday,
we've all
but
been
yeah.
kind of had
Yeah,
our Christmas sicknesses.
Yeah.
So this is our
I
probably
gotta
our
tell
first
you-
Tuesday the three of us have been together.
My wife has the sickness, right?
Yeah.
And I cannot get sick right now.
no.
It's like, no way, can't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping in a separate bedroom.
Okay.
Nice. That's the way
Yeah.
to do
There
it,
you
right?
go.
Well,
Yeah.
I got sick at
sick.
Thanksgiving, so I'm hoping that those antibodies keep me, good
You're
through
gonna-
at least
you're
the
gonna
next
ride that
month or
out.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I need.
drink-
Whatever it is,
I drank
it sucks.
I drank an entire gallon of orange juice, and I found that really upset my stomach.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, you know what? Next
they don't
time,
tell you
just
that.
blend the apple juice and the orange juice in one. That'll really go over well.
I
Help
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dave. What's your chemistry answer to that?
Not a good answer.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of citric acid to me.
Yeah.
It does. Maybe I throw some pineapple juice in there to really just
Oh yeah.
increase the effect.
And then drink a Coke. Drink a regular
Yeah.
Coke and blend it all in. That'll do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Then, shake myself up.
Do some jumping jacks.
And then you eat some Mentos.
So actually, fun fact and completely unrelated, but Bob, did you know that one time as I went to Universal Studios down in LA, right? And before going on the Harry Potter ride that I was going on, me and my friends thought it'd be a good idea to have ourselves one of those butter beers, right? Like we each got one of those butter beers at the Harry Potter World thing.
They're basically
And-
what? Cream sodas?
basically cream soda. And then we all, and my friend shows up with a platter of sliced pineapple. So we eat the pineapple, we drink this butter beer, and then we go on this ride and get shaken up for whatever it was, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it was. Dude, I don't think I've ever felt sicker in my entire life. And I felt bad for the people below me because you're kind of like have this weird elevation thing. It would have been a bad time. But anyways, don't recommend.
Yeah.
Don't recommend.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
And you guys obviously have some big news that people have been kind of talking about, stirring up a little bit.
I've been seeing it all over the interwebs.
And so we figured,
Right.
having you guys on here to actually explain kind of the news, I mean, from you guys yourselves would be the best way to go
Yeah,
about
lead
this.
us off. Let us know what happened.
Yeah,
for those
no.
who are out of the loop.
First off, thanks for having us on. We really appreciate that. And we appreciate seeing you guys because it seems like it's been forever. I think the last time we saw you was actually SEMA, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot is going on. I mean, this is a project that Dave and I really started on 3 years ago. just, you kind of always are looking, when you have a business, you're always looking for opportunities to grow and improve. And, at some point, sometimes looking at, outside investors to maybe help do that. So, we started kind of getting our business prepared for that 3 years ago, and then started to interview potential, investors. And then January of 2023 was really when we started talking to the folks at MPE and the Appearance Technology Group. And it really started as casual as we were on the trade show floor at Mobile Tech Expo. And, the team walked up to us and say, "How's everything going?" And we said, "Great." And they said, "Well, did you see what, happened with 3D? Do you think you guys would be interested?" And we just basically said, "Well, let's just start that conversation." So that's when it actually started in January of 2023. And then what was great is we really got to meet with the team prior to us even discussing how this was all going to look, how we were going to fit together in terms of, finances and all that. It was basically just, do we both have aligned visions of what we want to do with our brand? Because obviously Dave and I, are extremely passionate about PNS.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you've grown up in it.
It's us on the bottle, right?
Yeah.
And it's our dad's business. So we really don't want to make sure that, the direction, once we, merged with those guys, which officially happened on Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. on the 3rd, once that officially, that we would be aligned, and then we'd, want to move our company forward in the manner that, has been tradition for PNS, which is we put our distributors forward, our customers forward, our employees forward. I mean, to be honest with you, extremely similar values to the Rag Company, right? I mean, that's what makes us such good friends, is that we have those common values. So, that's really, the exciting part is that, the entire team at PNS is all still here. I still get to run PNS. Dave still gets to make the stuff. Our manufacturing team is here, and, shipping, and Rennie, Keith, Sydney, Tony, everybody. And we still get to do business with our great friends at the Rag Company. So it's really, an incredible opportunity. So, yeah.
Very good.
No,
That's
here
sweet.
it is.
Congratulations.
And that was going to be the first set of questions, but you basically answered it. So right off the bat, nice job.
It's interesting because, I don't know, you guys know how important the Rag Company is to us and how our customers are, So to be honest with you, Carolyn, Jeff, and John were the first people to know outside the inner PNS family, right? So because, we wanted your guys' support and their blessing, right? Because anytime there's any change, people are like, "Oh my God, the wheels are going to come off," right?
Immediately. The world is ending. Yeah.
The world is ending. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So what kind of plans do you guys have now with, hopefully, being partnered up here? Is it going to be any type of new distribution plans, any type of new production plans, anything like that you guys have in the works?
Put in 2 cents.
Dave can put in 2 cents. He's like, "Can I talk here?" I'm sorry. We're talking.
I'd like to say, I think that, we've been growing pretty steadily over the last that period of time. And I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping up with supply and demand. But I kind of get that hamster wheel sort of feel. We're running like crazy behind the scenes, and so we definitely are planning on using the opportunities that are coming from this merger, I guess, or cooperation with other companies, so that we can just move forward with more products, better products. To me, it's all about the supply and the product. And Bob takes care of the people, and I really look forward to the opportunity to just to be able to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so more, our distributors are still our distributors. Our customers are still our customers. I mean, it's basically going to be more PNS. But what's kind of interesting is, I received an email this morning, and not really the cart before the horse, but they have hired, an operations specialist that focuses on manufacturing and efficiencies. And so that individual will be working with the various brands within the family to help us be, and that's something that we didn't have access to before, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the cool, exciting stuff, is that, we will have access to assets and information and individuals that we didn't necessarily have before.
Gotcha.
No, that's an excellent point.
I think that'll be the biggest thing. Probably it's just like you say, just those assets that you didn't have, and now you have them, and now you can see good things and great things that maybe you guys never even thought of or had the opportunity.
Well, and you guys know, the rag company has grown right along with us, right?
Sure.
So if you look at the rag company as little as a year ago compared to now, how much has changed?
Oh, a ton. Yeah.
It's
An
hard to keep
absolute ton.
up, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's it's Anthony and I the other day were talking, and we've been here 7 years. And we think about what the company was like 7 years ago when we first started with the company, and now what it is, and it's night and day. It's
we had a
crazy.
building when you guys started, so we looked
You
like
had,
a business.
but yeah,
on
you guys,
the surface,
and for
to you
Dane,
guys when
Dane,
you started,
Dane
it already
came
looked
home.
like a business.
Yeah, Dane came home from school, and his parents were like, "We got a business in the garage. You're working there."
When
You're
I
the
went to
only
work
employee."
originally, it just looked like I was going to my parents' house. It didn't look like I was going to an office.
Right,
or
and I mean when we
Yeah.
first met you guys,
Yep.
remember it was a warehouse with
Yep.
a little showroom up front,
Yep.
and that was it. And now
Yeah.
you guys are damn near the whole complex.
Yep.
And you guys have been to P&S. It's
Yeah. It's the
kind
same.
of the same. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
No. Very true.
Dave and I have been doing it a long time, and it's not that we're leaving by any stretch of the imagination, but at some point it's nice to kind of let this thing grow with us.
Yeah.
So
And we kind of, I hate to use the term we're in the way, but sometimes you are in the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, sure.
Yep.
So my question for you, kind of tying into what you just said there, is like being able to breathe a little and not necessarily have to do everything yourselves, how it's been traditionally. What's the day-to-day involvement going to be going forward? Is it going to change over time, or is it going to stay static the whole way, or what's the plan there for your
So
guys'
good question,
involvement?
Dane.
Specifically,
For us,
you
I
and
think
Dave.
it's too early to tell because right now we're drinking from a fire hose, right?
That's okay.
So,
all right.
Because this just happened. But realistically, no, Dave and I are still involved, day to day. But we'll have, I don't want to say less responsibilities, probably. I don't think it's going to change Dave's job that much, but I think my job is going to change, in terms of, everything that I have to do. Some of that will be taken off my plate, but then there will be other things added on.
Yeah.
So
You guys wear so many hats as it is. That I wanted to point out, it's not a negative thing by any means to be able to take a little bit of a breather and be able to focus maybe more on some things that you're maybe more passionate about. Say there's some more clerical stuff that you're not as interested in, but there's maybe something you are more specifically interested in. Now you can give that more the time of day because you're not trying to balance so many other things.
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, one of the things that's really, I think, the benefit of the rag company and your guys' team is they've really allowed you guys to foster and grow within the company, which is just spectacular, right? And so as the guy at P&S, sometimes we get lost in the weeds. So hopefully I won't be lost in the weeds so much, and really can focus on, like you said, what I want to focus on, which is the brand, growing products, being successful and moving the company forward. Yeah.
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 Now, I did have one question here, actually, from a viewer that just throwing it out there because he's asking, although it looks like some adults want to get adopted. I'm just going to throw it out here for you. Basically, Super Auto 2K asking, do either or both brothers have kids that are in line to take over the reins of PNS in the future?
Dave?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of our kids are involved in the business. So, that's also, part of the plan, right? Where do we take this thing going forward? So if we, they're not involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. No, not to worry.
People want to get
figured
adopted.
I had to ask 'cause
people are
were
asking
curious.
here in the comments, and so
Yeah.
I don't know, Franco. You might be a little older.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Might be too old, but so Bob, Dave, tell me, as far as the employees over there at PNS, when this news was discussed and talked about, was it mostly positive? I mean, how receptive everybody there, was the news of PNS, I guess, going through this? Because we talked to Sydney, and Sydney seemed actually really excited about it. She seemed really positive. She said it's going to offer a lot of opportunity. Was it kind of the same across the board, or was there kind of people that were a little unsure?
So I brought, it's a little unorthodox, but I brought Rennie, Keith, and Sydney in September.
Okay.
Very early because
NDAs.
NDAs. But it was more about just, I wanted them to feel part of the process because they're such a valuable, member of our company. They do so much out in the field. They answer so many questions. So bringing them in early allowed them to get, a very high level of comfort of what the plan was. So that was really great. In terms of our staff, there's really nothing going to change. So besides the shock of the initial news, which was like, what?
Sure.
But once we said, hey, you guys are still working here, you're still going to be working for us, they were like, that's awesome. And now they've got a chance to meet a couple people from the appearance technology group, and they'll get to meet more. They're pretty excited. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Okay.
Very
nice.
cool. Because, I didn't know if there was like incentives there where you said, hey, new forklifts all around, right? We get, a new mixer, right? I mean, I like Dave's old mixers there, but a nice new shiny polished billet aluminum one would probably look kind of cool.
That would look cool.
We have
right?
some legacy equipment, don't we? Yeah. No, that certainly is, in our minds about what we can do. And but part of that, I mean, we didn't. This isn't really. This change isn't really the reason we weren't enabling that to start with. Is that hopefully we're just going to get, like you said, a bigger picture, more time to actually take a look at the processes that are going on and make improvements and see where the weak points are, and then make improvements along those at the same time. And that's not like that vision has changed, but I think, as you said, a little bit more overview of what's going on will help us out.
Although, Anthony, I got to tell you, in the first initial meeting, so we basically met with our team at like 10, shared the news, and said, all right, guys, let it digest. We'll come back for lunch. We'll have a company lunch and chill. And during the company lunch, a lot of the guys were like, do we get a new forklift? I mean,
That's funny. That's funny.
It was definitely in the conversation, right?
Well, there's always conversation of new forklifts. I think we just got one new forklift, I believe one around here, and it was the talk of the town, right? Because it was the first new one that we had
I remember back in the day,
a while.
I remember when I first started, and you were here, and you were here, obviously, but we had that forklift that was underpowered.
Yeah.
Spray painted probably 10 different colors.
It had a clutch.
It had a
you
clutch.
had to
20
shift
years old,
while
it
you were
had a
driving
clutch.
it and operating the
And John would
Crazy.
drive it up into the back of we got it into the back of a trailer, and it was so underpowered, it couldn't go up the slight incline.
It was embarrassing.
And it started sliding back, and we'd jump in there and help try pushing
Clutch
John
was slippy,
up to get to pallets. And I remember we were like, man, we can't wait till we get a new forklift. This is going to be
That's
amazing. And it'd be the three of us pushing John up into a container to get pallets of towels loose so we could run a pallet jack in.
I wonder how many people have had that experience. We didn't have an experience with a underpowered forklift, but the floor of the truck was wet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do it too.
Becomes a nice skating rink, but we've done the same thing, pushing a forklift up into a truck.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit of bead maker on those floors. You'll be sliding all over the place.
Back in the day when our dad bought the first forklift, it was a used forklift. It was underpowered.
It had a clutch.
And
It had a
we would
clutch,
lift
yeah.
stuff that was- and it had a clutch. We would lift stuff that's so heavy, we'd had to get guys to stand on the back to stop it from tilting forward.
Yeah, you don't want to tell OSHA about those stories, but I mean,
that
it's
never
back in the day. Yeah, that's too funny. Well, I mean, is there any last things you guys want to cover as far as the news goes, or anything else? Are you guys working on anything new and exciting over there right now? Is Dave hiding any more amazing chemicals from us?
That's kind of what Rick was asking.
What's going
here.
on?
We are working on products, yes,
Okay.
And they're in some of the testing phases right now. So yeah, we do have some ideas. We have a couple of really fun things that we're pretty enthusiastic about. But we got not really spilling the beans on what they are, but yeah, you can expect some new things to come out.
Okay.
Actually, you could talk to Gabe because he kind of knows what we're working on.
Well, so I know what Gabe knows, because there was something that it kind of just
beat it out
magically
of him.
appeared here at the Rad Company. I didn't know what it was, and I played with it a little bit, and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is...
So yeah,
We've said too much.
we've already said too much. I gotta stop talking.
No, I can tell you this, though. One of the things that P&S is really shooting for is to be exceptionally prepared for TRCMA.
Ooh, that's a
I
good point.
love
I
the
like
sound
that.
of that.
Because, last year we thought we were prepared. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this year we
It's
plan
a challenge
on,
every year.
Well, because if you're not, Gabe's gonna hunt you down because Gabe wants a perfect show this year.
He is
No
dead
mistakes.
set
No
on
hiccups.
making
Yeah, he
this
wants us
year,
to he told
the
the three of
best.
us he wanted us to be wearing. He wants makeup.
Yeah.
For us so that we look our best.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
got to
And
apply
then-
it ourselves.
Yeah,
That's the
that I
crazy
thought
part.
was
Like,
weird.
we're gonna
And
do
then
a
he
terrible
also wants
job.
us to start taking dictation lessons.
Yeah.
And it's like a posture coaches.
Well, I don't know if he handed you a bottle of anti-aging cream, but he did that
No,
to
he
me.
did not.
So now I've been working on that for the show. So we'll see how that goes.
So for
I'm hopeless for that. Okay,
so
But I can tell you this. You guys got better lighting in the studio than we do here. Come on.
we're just being fair.
it's
all right.
it's quite nice lighting.
You guys got that
It's-
California
It's
sun.
quite nice.
glow.
Like,
Yeah, you can't see our double chins at this
Yeah.
angle.
That's why I grew a beard.
Definitely.
I don't have to worry
I got
about
a collar for that. Anyway,
sexy detailers.
I think a makeup person would be really fun. I've never done any real stage things or anything, but those little amateur things, and you get backstage and they kind of primp you up a little bit. It really
pad
gets
you up.
psyched. You should
Well, what
think
most
about
people
it.
don't know is I lettered. I got my varsity letter in drama
Did
in
you?
the theater department at
Really?
Bishop Kelly High
Ooh.
School.
That
Yeah. We all
that
learned
was
something.
on, that was on your
Nerd I
Letterman's
was.
jacket.
That's
Drama
that I could
club?
literally
It's
do
just
that.
the happy and sad
I
face
literally
masks
got my
on it,
letter, so I could
Nice.
wear a Letterman's jacket. in
So
drama.
I do have a question for Bob and Dave. Back to talking about your guys' thing. Just asking real quick because it was one that came to mind in terms of the process. You guys have always been very good about making a big splash when a new product comes out, that kind of thing. But the timeline from when it's first thought of to when it actually ends up in people's hands can vary a lot depending on testing, all those kinds of things. Is anything like that going to change now that the powers that be have shifted a little?
Good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think, to be honest with you, Dane, probably less freestyling, right? We'll probably be a little
That's
more
what I was
organized.
kind of assuming there. Is
Yeah,
probably going to
yeah,
streamline it a little bit.
I can tell you this, which is kind of exciting. It's the whole team's getting together next week for a sales meeting to kind of plan for the year. So that is very exciting, and we'll be spending time with the team. So it's going to really just like you guys, right? It's going to force us to, in a good way, to get more organized. So that's one of the things I'm really excited about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, nice.
I didn't know if you guys were gonna, not allow me to ever give my input on the sense of products again, because I would like that's my favorite part.
Actually, we bragged about you, Anthony. So
do.
yeah, you're going to have a bunch of companies tugging on your coattails.
Look at that.
People are gonna say, "What are all these 3D products on your desk, Anthony?" I'm like,
Nothing.
"Well,
Don't worry about it.
I've expanded
Farm out your
to-
consultation
my
service, I
expertise
guess.
to
and-
other
yeah.
areas."
I don't know if you look good in green, but maybe, right?
Maybe that's too
a new
funny.
one.
That's awesome. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything. We're probably going to go back to our boring podcast now of talking about our weekends, but we'll try to make it pretty exciting,
We'll try.
right, Levi?
I like
we'll
having
try.
guests, though. You guys
make it
always
nice.
brighten
Thank
up
you
the
for
day,
stopping
so
by.
It's nice to chat
Yeah,
with
thank you guys very much.
Hey, from the Phillips brothers, thank you for having us on and kind of allowing to continue the positive energy around this transaction because it takes a village and you guys are part of that village, so we really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
No,
Thanks,
Right on.
guys.
appreciate
Hey,
it.
We
awesome.
appreciate you
support
guys.
You guys have a great day.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right.
All right. Well,
All right.
awesome.
And
That was
now,
great. So straight
take
from
the headphones
the
off.
horse's mouth, right?
Literally.
Something like they say that, right? That's the saying.
yeah.
We were talking about this kind of beforehand, and a lot of people were, a lot of people get worried. A lot of people get confused.
Well, of course.
They're worried that do they lose control? Do they not get what is happening with a company when a company sells? But what can happen is a benefit for that company in the sense that, like he said, they've got more operational ability or production ability, so they can start hopefully either making more product, creating more product, or have resources to create more product. So all of those things are super cool, and I'm really excited for those boys.
Yeah. Well, and when it comes to, groups like that, like they're talking about the detail group there, not all of those are created equally, and I've heard good things about this one, so I'm thinking this is going to be a positive development, but, time will tell, and they seem in good spirits, and it seems like everyone else we've talked to so far is looking at it positively. So for anybody who gets concerned about that, allay any fears, that kind of thing. Right now it looks like Solid is going to be the way you want it. It's going to be the way you're used to as far as products are concerned. So, I'm looking forward to whatever comes out next and see what the results of that merger can be.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. So, anyways, some housekeeping things that we'll kind of cover here outside of that. This week, we are...
Jeez, Dane.
Sorry, keeping it in the elbow.
Well,
that was outside of the elbow. That was where that went. So this week I'm having my calls with our 6 Grand Ambassadors.
Nice.
They've been chosen for
the new 6 got dropped.
T1 of 2024. We have one of them in here. We got Mr. Joey Belinsky, who is now a part of the Cool Kids Club.
He can now add that to his resume.
He can say the Cool Kids Club, T1 Grand Ambassador 2024. Which me and him actually technically have a call here, I believe, soon after this. I might have to,
I've got to
recover my voice for a minute or two.
We've got a hard out in 1 hour.
Okay.
Because Gabe and I have a TRC meeting that we have to do.
You got a hard out, I got a hard in.
And you got a hard in with Joey Belinsky.
Yeah.
So, anyway, point was that I'm excited about these new Grand Ambassadors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a good crop. I think you did a great job picking them. Agreed. Holy crap, what a ton of talent. I don't think people understand how many people applied. Yeah. And having to sift through all those applications.
It's a lot.
Anthony, I want you to know, I am proud of you.
Thank you.
For the amount of work that you did.
Thank you, Levi. The biggest thing, and I've kind of said this before, the biggest thing that I look for when it comes to the judging process,
is a public profile.
Well,
that is step one.
But just consistency. That's all it is, right? Like if you're applying to be to represent a company, right?
Yeah.
You can't have your last post be in August of 2021.
Are you talking about mine?
Yes.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work. So I look for consistency. I look for recent posts and things like that. Because it was crazy. I'd probably say out of the 200-some people, I think I said this, 70 of them, or I don't know if it was 50
Hadn't
of them.
posted in a month or two?
No, it wasn't month. But it was
But there were some that were October. They hadn't posted since October.
Just sparse posts, and so I go, man, there's not much I can do here. So what ended up happening was we got down to about 25 solid people that I was really, really happy about. And then we had to kind of start dwindling that 25 down to 18. And the 18 had to go down to 10. And that was the really tough part. And then we were left with 10. And then I handed the 10 to Dane, and I said, you need to choose the 6 because I'm not strong enough to really...
Hold on, I remember you giving me 40 that I had to go through, and I went through 40.
Maybe it was that.
I went through 40 for you.
But he did. He went through 40, and it actually came down to one of them that was picked.
But it was surprising.
One
we did get a lot of applicants. Particular. But you're right. The main qualifiers, the main 2 that you guys were utilizing for a lot of folks was, is your profile public?
Yeah,
it was amazing how many people didn't read that, and then
I'm blown away every time. But it makes it easy to filter.
And then the other people that, like you said, weren't posting for months and months and months.
And for a normal person, that's fine. But if you're looking to be selected for this kind of thing, just know we're looking at that stuff.
Yeah, and there was another person that you really, really wanted badly in there, but it was the fact that there was a couple little things that hung them up, and I will say. You guys had a hard slog through those 10 or 40 or whatever you had to do on those last few. Yeah. So I will say, those of you that feel like you applied and you did a great job and you didn't become a Grand Ambassador this quarter,
chances are you were high on the list.
You were high on the list and reapply for next quarter.
Yeah,
don't get discouraged.
Or next trimester. Because,
don't get discouraged.
If you're doing it right, we're going to get you on there. It's just, we literally are only picking 6 for this round.
And continue working on your profile.
Yeah, keep working on it. Make it better.
Because think about it. If the judging starts, right, if you apply for something and then I openly tell you people, I'm now in the judging process, your Instagram better be popping off that week, right? You know, in one way, shape, or form. Because
Sure.
I'm judging that week, right? I'm going to be seeing stuff, and I'm giving you I'm saying, hey, look at this week, and I'm looking at past weeks. I'm looking maybe at past couple of months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not. Oh, hey, he's judging this week. Yeah, I'm going to go dead silent.
And for those who are serious about it, you now understand how this year's going to work and how possibly future years are going to work. The trimesters, right? So every 4 months we bring in somebody new. So you know that around that time that application is going to be coming out,
got
you
about
should
90
already
days
have a
to really
feed
make
that
make
looks
them
like
work.
something this guy really wants to select as being someone there. So you have to be thinking in advance how your feed's going to look at the time that we go around to looking. So it's got to be going back a little ways.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't want to bore you guys to death, but that's what's going on this week. So they're going to get their care packages, and they're going to get their discount codes hopefully activated by the end of this week. And so that way you're going to be able to utilize their 10% discounts at theradcompany.com so you guys can save as well. So we have that going on. We have the Rupa's training class that's going on right now outside these doors in our studio.
And we've got another one tomorrow.
We have another one
at
tomorrow.
the store.
Okay.
At MVP Distributing at our factory store across the street. They have a class.
Yep.
And then there's another one in Meridian at Specialty Supply the next day after that.
Crazy.
So
Busy.
These are different classes, though? They're not the same class?
These two that are here, we're doing a beginner intermediate level class here today.
Yep.
Tomorrow is kind of a more intermediate focused class.
Okay.
And then I have no idea what the Specialty Supply one is.
So is our class the best because not only is it here at TRC, but we have donuts out there?
There are donuts out there.
I think there'll be donuts tomorrow, though.
There are way more donuts.
There are going to be donuts.
than
We can walk
people.
over and get donuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
That's going to be delicious.
You know what? This also
There's
brings
also
up-
a cooler of Viper Energy out there
Look
too.
at that. Okay.
So-
well, this brings up another good point, though, talking about events and such. Has the website?
The
shown,
website's
an
there.
event
It's
calendar
ready to
now?
rock and roll. It's got an event
People can find
calendar.
it now
People
if
can
they
go
go?
on there.
Yeah.
You go to theradcompany.com and Nick, if you want, you can pull it up. You can go to theradcompany.com and go to the events page on our on our website. Should be
That
live.
has been a long time coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
right there.
right there.
Events. You can click on that, and that will tell you as the dates go as to what events are being held.
Look at
And
that.
Beautiful.
what's going to be happening. And then there should be some links on there to register
They say
for
get
the
tickets,
classes.
register now. That's easy.
Yeah. So
Gives you all the info
like
and
the Avery Rap class, April 3rd through the 4th, you can click on that link and it should take you right to the Avery Dennison website
What?
where you
Check
can
that out.
sign up. The Rad Company apparently is also going to be at the ISA show Orlando and the Car Wash show for folks. So if you're going to go to those, you can see that. But this is what we've built right now. We have some more Avery classes that'll be coming about. We'll probably have some more training classes that'll be coming about. We'll have, like, our Porsche Club wants to do a thing. So we'll be putting stuff
Actually,
on that.
So that's
as
for
we-
sure right now. But things can
That is,
appear
yes,
in between those.
exactly.
Events as
So
new
that's something
events.
we're going to want you
Should
guys to
we
check
create
on.
an event where it's just hang out with Levi,
We
Dane,
could.
and Anthony
Yeah.
at
Sure.
Dane's house?
We totally
Oh,
could
wait
do
a
that.
second.
right?
Yeah.
So
Barbecue at Dane's.
Somebody gets the massage chair, somebody's
Yep.
running the barbecue,
Yep.
and somebody is walking on the
Glizzy's
elliptical
at
treadmill.
Dane's on the deck.
Glizzy's at Dane's on the deck.
I'm
right?
grilling while walking on my treadmill.
Yeah.
De-
You got
Glizzy's-
the
I better not trip.
Glizzy's on the deck flex, on the flex deck, right?
Ooh, the
so
flex
we
deck.
build a deck on top of the flex.
Well, we just parked the flex under the deck.
No, the Flex becomes a mobile deck. It's
Yeah.
basically a land yacht.
Yeah.
I like a lot of flexing
But we
deck.
could, I'm sure we could
Oh,
sell some tickets.
Yeah.
Do it on a Saturday. Have people over at Dane's house. We might make some money
Small
off of that.
kickback,
You never
all right.
know.
I think people will be. I think people will be
We'll
lined
pay
up
for the
that.
hot dogs and the soda.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Now, before we move on, this is a question from EC Details. I'm going to throw this at Anthony. What do you have to say to that?
I'm sorry if I missed when you were all naming last year's Grandmaster. Hopefully here soon, in the next week or two. I needed to get this done,
Yeah.
and we've already been in the judging process of the Grandmaster Showdown. That's already been happening. Basically, I'm going to get together with Jeff Carolyn and then just the rest of the team here. We're going to do one more meeting going over kind of just everybody's final thoughts. You know, I want to give everybody in the company enough time to speak, and I've been actually asking for opinions outside of the company as well.
Yeah.
So I had Sydney over, asked for her opinion. I asked for, I reached out to several different people. Connor from across the street over at
Yeah.
MVP.
It sounds like you're doing something nice, but in my head, I'm like, he's just diluting it so nobody comes and blames him if they don't like his selection.
I'm not diluting. I just want everybody's opinion because I know there's a lot of
You
people.
don't want this all resting on.
He doesn't want it resting on his shoulders.
Is the head
is
for the
a
heavy
lot.
crown.
He's
I
like,
don't know,
please,
whatever
I
it is.
need as many people in this pool of selection as possible.
There's a lot of
so that less of
people-
it comes back on
Anthony,
me.
that's what happens when you're a kingmaker,
There's
baby.
a lot of people that have opinions, and I want to hear everybody's opinion in case there's anything I miss. That's all. I'm just trying to be thorough. That's all.
It's good. I appreciate that.
That's
It's
all.
just funny because that's what it looks like to me, but I love it anyway.
I'm just trying to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions because there's different people that have different, like, I don't know. I mean, some people go, hey, man, like, I saw this person post this, right? And that meant a lot. Or I saw this person posted this online and it was so helpful. The information was there. It was amazing and all this stuff. So I'm just trying to take all of that in and then just trying to add that into kind of the judging pools there and go from there. But we're going to have one more meeting kind of pertaining to the final winner, and then we'll eventually be making that announcement and then talking about the prize, because the prize is going to be something that involves something being physically here at the Rag Company. But it's also going to be we're still looking at literally items that people are going to be winning. So there's going to be a couple.
We still
got
to build all that and do some stuff.
Technically, you got to make a call to one of our favorite people.
Shoe companies?
Well, that and
Real company?
that.
What are we doing? There are a ton of things we have to still figure out.
Yeah. So
hey, Carly's here.
Even Grand Ambassador selection has a dilution ratio.
Grand Ambassador Thunderdome is the only way to decide a winner. Exactly, Carly. That is honestly at this point in time, it's so close. That's pretty much what it's coming down to. Is I'm going to break some sticks, throw them on the ground, and say last person alive.
Yep.
So no, that's pretty much what's going on. So now what I want to do is move the conversation to something that we've been putting off because Dane wasn't here.
Oh, man.
Which is our New Year's resolutions.
Awesome. It's too bad I didn't give this any thought while I was...
Yeah, is that sarcasm?
Kind of.
Okay. All right.
We'll do this we'll do it on the fly, Dane. I don't mind starting.
Start
very
off,
spontaneous.
Levi. Start off.
So one of the things that I talked about in the last Q&A is something that expands upon something else bigger.
Okay.
So one of my resolutions was to learn chess.
Done.
I have learned how to play chess. I am just working on my skill set so that if somebody goes, would you like to play a game? I feel comfortable enough to be able to play a game with them.
Knowing how to properly move the players.
That's
and
where I'm at
look
now.
like a fool moving. Yeah.
So I've secured that. But one of the cool things that came out of it was Carly had never played checkers.
Oh.
She has probably
checkers?
played it, but she hadn't really learned it. I learned a really horrible version of it with my dad, my sister.
Checkers is just checkers. So they're
not till you read the rules and then you realize you've been doing it wrong your whole life. Oh. So the second one was realizing that my kids haven't played checkers.
I mean, that's the
or a lot of basic board games. Yeah. So part of that is expounds upon it to go, I want to spend more time with my wife and my kids this year.
Of course. Nice.
I want to focus more of the things and to life experiences. I want, Carly and I played checkers twice together. It was the most fun I've had in a long time. And being able to do something so simple and basic to most people just go, it's checkers. It's hugely powerful in the sense that it gives that one-on-one time with the partner. And then to realize that, I can teach my kids, my wife can do this too. We can teach our children a small, simple thing that we can do together. And that is a huge thing, which focuses on doing more trips, taking the trailer out, doing more stuff with the family. And so part of that is that, but it stems from something that seems quite small and simple.
Sure, yeah.
The second thing is continuing my relationship with my wife. We're 18 years now, going on 19 this summer. I want to be
gotta get that 20.
Amazing. I want to do that 20. I want to hit 50. I want to hit 70. I want to hit 100. I want to do all those things.
Plaque
but I want to build on that and continue to grow. And so that means being a better husband, being a better father, being a better partner to that person, and being a better coworker with you guys. And so that's a lot of personal progress on my side. So that's another thing, is to continue to do that, seeing a therapist, working on myself, working on who I am and who I can be for those that I impact every day.
Oh,
so
that's awesome. Very good.
Those are
And we appreciate it.
Yeah, those are kind of my things. Also to rewatch more Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and more of that stuff with my kids and my wife, because that's a blast.
Wonderful.
So
Tyler's got you on the Star Wars chest.
Yep.
So
there you go.
I like that. Dane.
No, that's great.
Dane, what about yourself?
So tying a little bit into what he said, one of the things I did genuinely think about was how historically, at least for the last, 5 to 7 years or so, I really haven't made a point of actually going out and just doing some like travel or vacation for myself outside of that thing I do with friends like every 2 years. That was like
or
the
work
most
trips.
I manage, or work trips. And that's part of the problem is like I realized when we go on these work trips, I'd be way more excited about the work trip than I think some of the other guys would be, because they're like, oh, you're going to be there for like 2 weeks. And they're just like miserable about it. And like, I don't want to be that far away from family. I get it. I understand it. For me, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I don't think of it like a vacation because obviously we're working when we're there, but I'm just excited to like see new territory, be in a new place, do that kind of stuff.
We're
Even if
also
it's
a lot of fun, Dane.
familiar, and yes, we're a lot of fun.
We're a lot of
and
fun.
that's why I don't mind going there for longer periods of time, because I enjoy that stuff. I realized others may get a little worn out. For some reason, I'm just wired to like love that.
Yeah.
But I haven't really done much of that for myself or like for Liz and I and things. And I want to make a point this year to go out, whether it's camping or just going like on a little bit of travel stuff, like make a point to actually do that, take initiative, and go out for a drive somewhere, go a couple states away, stay someplace, by the ocean or what. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Just doing that kind of thing where it's not part of something that I have to do.
Yeah.
Because that's the big thing. It's like I'm a homebody left to my own devices. I like that. But I also love like looking at architecture in other cities and different stuff like that. I like nature. I like all that stuff. But I don't make a point to get myself or my girlfriend or my dog and myself and my girlfriend out there to like go and see these things the way I maybe used to back in my 20s, something like that, where it was just kind of like on a whim, let's go camping, and you just like pick up and go.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can do that these days because it's just too many responsibilities, too many other things. And I allow that to kind of like talk myself out of even giving those things a chance. And I think I really need to turn that around and just do it.
Dane,
So,
Dane,
I'm going to make a point of doing that.
Dude, I think you got to go to Comic-Con with Liz. She went to the one last year. You got to go.
That could be fun.
Because I think
Like
that...
Salt Lake's got a massive one.
Well, that's when she went to
Diego,
Las Vegas, but I think you can go somewhere. But what's that one place I told you
Well,
guys?
it's San Diego Comic-Con is like the classic.
I know. What's that place I told you guys about that I want to go to? It's down in Utah. It's like that mythical place.
Yeah, it's like
yes,
like a
you
Renaissance
showed it.
fair.
It looks so
place.
cheesy, but so fun at the same time. Like there's
awesome.
there's something
What's it
in my
called?
brain that just
But they
goes,
have
oh,
like
no.
events there. I think Liz would dig that. And I think that you guys
It
should
looked like a
go.
silly good time.
And I think that Dane needs to dress up, like whether he's going as Gimli or he's going as
Or
somebody
it could
like
be Friar
that.
Tuck.
Oh man, look,
Just
I'm
wear
getting,
a cloak.
I'm getting invites already from Alex and Joey and them. And like, you know what? That was the thing I used to do. I haven't been to Canada in quite a while, but I used to go to British Columbia a lot because I love it up there.
What'd you do
So,
there?
I just walking through the rainforest, nature trails and stuff like that. Like just
rainforests in
hanging out on the
Canada?
yes. Believe it or not, yes.
Forests up there in BC.
Yep.
What the whole rainforest,
Yep.
HOH
Yeah,
in
I know.
Washington, and then you cross the water over to British Columbia.
Yeah,
you have
east,
beautiful
yeah.
It's an
coastal
actual
forests.
rain forest.
Some of the biggest rainfall you're going to get anywhere in the world happens right there in Washington.
Deep green forests up there in BC.
Beautiful.
Lush. Some fires happen too up there too.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, just throwing that out there is like that's definitely something
I think that's a great
point
one.
of doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's realistic. I can at least knock a trip or two out this
Be
year.
more adventurous.
Just do it. But that's the thing is like I can be spontaneous, but I'm still the homebody, so I need to just use that spontaneity for something like that and commit to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
Anything else that you're wanting to do?
I mean, obviously, lose a bunch of pounds.
'Kay,
I'm
lose
sitting here at 295 right now, not loving it. not loving it.
You're not having a good time.
I crested 299 last week, and I was, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God, I cannot hit 3. I will not hit 3. I haven't done it. I got so close, but I technically haven't crossed into 3.
Peeked over the edge.
And I never, ever, ever want to. So I am just turning that around.
Well, good. Okay, so you have your walking plan going on, right?
Yeah.
So you're thinking an hour a night, 2 hours a night?
Yeah, no, I go for at least a couple miles.
How is that treadmill?
It's actually good. The only thing I found is like I initially didn't want to have like a stabilizer bar because I thought it would get in the way.
Yeah.
But in reality, I find that I tend to walk a little bow-legged, and I
Pull
kind
a few
of
G's.
Yeah.
when I walk, I kind of have like not a waddle. It's not like that, but it's just like I have kind of a lean, and my
gait.
feet, my feet kind of like point outward.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes like this, and I skim the edge of the band on the track. So it's something that catches a little bit, and I'm like, oh, and I catch myself, and then I straighten out a little bit. But eventually, as you get more comfortable, it starts to shift back out again. Yeah. That's something that. If you have a standing desk like I did for the Q&A last week, you saw me in the comments there, I was typing while walking, and I walked for 2.5 hours on that, straight through consistently in the whole thing, which was, let me tell you, I was pretty sweaty at the end of it. Yeah. But I made it through the whole thing, and I loved it, and I was just like, man, that was worth it. That was great. Yeah. But it's because I had my desk there to help keep me from wandering off to the side. What I found was when I was doing it on my own, I was just kind of kind of wandering out. And I was like, oh, okay. When it's totally wide open, you kind of start to forget where the ground is and you accidentally walk off. And if you're going, I was going about 2.5 miles an hour, which is a fast walking pace. I was finding that would definitely screw you up if you had no balance bar and you stepped off of it. You could really wind up doing something bad. So I wanted to avoid that. But, I'm working on it, figuring out what works, what doesn't. So I'm going to find myself like a little mini standing desk or like a stabilizer bar I can attach to that thing and just make it a little bit more usable.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's pretty much it. I just work on the diet, the exercise, and go on a trip or two.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
I guess you guys want to know.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're all waiting for. So what do you got?
Well, let's see. So first and foremost, it's 2024. I like to slow down time a little bit because I feel like we're moving pretty fast, right? So I'm going to try to do things that involve slowing down time. What that means exactly, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm going to figure it out whether it involves science or magic or perhaps like a combination of the both.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a wizard I need to go find in the woods, potentially up in British Columbia, potentially.
Possibly. Beautiful, lush green forests. Full of wizards. They could just be men who spent too much time out there and grew a massive gray beard.
There probably are a bunch of them up there.
I mean, I used to hang around whirlpools. Maybe Merlin was there and I just didn't see him. For all I know.
Might be up there.
Are you sure that guy's casted a spell on me? I think he's just waving.
I'm just sitting there with a sand dollar in one hand and a crab in the other and looking up. Oh.
No, I kind of realized like this, coming up on, I talked about this in a previous podcast. I'm like, man, time is really flying, right? It kind of freaks me out sometimes when things are going so fast. I'm looking at my daughter. I'm seeing how fast she's growing up. But I think this year, to Levi's point, I want to continue working on my marriage, strengthening that, making sure that we're in that thing for the long haul, and doing fun things together, with my wife. And so, me and Katie, we don't really, since honestly,
since
got a baby. Since COVID, right? Because there was COVID that hit, then we had a baby.
Yeah.
Not really a whole lot of room there in time to go out and do anything, and
so much.
That's why we're starting off this year.
And Lucy's portable now.
She's now portable. So now we're starting off this year with going to Disneyland here in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
So have you prepped? Have you downloaded the app like I asked you to? Have you been consulting Joey Belinsky or Carly
I did look at
on things that you need to do?
I looked at your reel that you sent me about the best places to poop at Disneyland. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Good.
I'm going to be examining that.
Okay.
But no, we're gonna just experience that.
Yeah. There's another fellow friend of ours can tell you lots of great tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
Oh, I know.
Reach out to
I know
him.
who you're talking to.
Yeah,
Which we did not know he was that in love with Disney.
But you need to reach out to him.
So I will reach out to him, and then I also have my sister Caitlin, the one that runs the Dutch Bros down there in Oceanside. She's actually going to meet us.
Oh, cool.
Meet
Nice.
us there for a day, and she wants to do Disney with us, which is great because she gets to see my daughter. I get to see her, and so it'll be fun. So we're going to start off that, and then I think later this year we're actually in July. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I'm actually going to Panama. Right in July.
Nice.
You're gonna do that,
which I've never had any interest in going and doing that, right? But I think I need to do it. I think it's because it's technically it's for my wife's dad's wedding, right?
Yeah.
So I think I have to anyways, but I think that's going to be an important thing. So
respect for going outside your comfort zone.
me and my wife, I think we just need to go out and travel some more, do some more fun things. And now that we have a daughter that can be, babysat by my parents or her parents or whatever, we're going to be able to do more of that. So I know that me and her want to spend more time together doing fun stuff. And then eventually planning the second one, or maybe not planning it and just, seeing where life takes us, right? However that works. So that's one big thing. And then obviously I want to focus on always continuing to be a better dad and a more fun dad, but also still a dad that is a parent, right? Because that's one thing that I have a hard time with. Is
You don't
that
want to be
Their parent,
a cool
not their
dad.
friend kind of thing.
it's not that I want to be a cool dad. It's just I'm like a kid, right? And so like
don't
when,
have to tell us
when
that.
me and her start playing with each other, like literally we're wrestling around, we're like throwing things at each other. Before you know it, we're throwing gummies at each other, right? And my wife will like look over and what's going on
Which
right now?
one of you
Why
is
are you
the
gonna
child
pick
and
all
which
those
one of
up?
you is the adult?
She's like, why do you have like bow ties in your hair, and why do you have half a dress on, and what are you doing with her daughter? And I go, we're playing a game right now, and she goes, well, you need to tell her no, that she can't have gummies at 9:30 at night. And I go, well, that's not fun. It's not fun at all,
Well,
right?
You turn it and you get her on your side by going, you need to wait until these gummies are stale.
yeah, exactly.
And it won't happen
That's why
until the next
we're
day
throwing
during
them
the
all over the
afternoon.
place.
Oxygenating them.
They don't
So-
they don't get stale at night. That's the
Anyway, I think that's a big thing. Yeah, is just focusing on being a better dad, a more fun dad, but also still being a parent. That's just you find the balance there. But as far as like other things I kind of want to accomplish this year, to Dane's point, I think mine's a combination of both your guys'. I need to lose a couple pounds, mainly because I potentially have asthma now, so I need to try to lose some weight to probably help with that, and then also just to probably feel better when I'm sitting in racing seats or I'm in my simulator, whatever it may
When you're
be.
playing your video games.
Playing my video games, the lighter I am, the faster I go.
That's not true.
It's weight reduction
true
for a
on the
sim
sim.
rig.
In the
That's
game.
not true in the
hilarious.
sim.
In the game. As far as other things I want to do, I mean, I kind of want to continue to
Hey, my mom and my grandma.
Aw.
continue to work on my cars and stuff like that and get that stuff going. Right now, this time usually during the winter, I'm very not motivated to do anything just because it's
You get some mad sad.
It's freaking cold out.
Seasonal
and it's
affective disorder.
Darkness, right? I'm not good with the darkness. Normally we play video games and whatnot to kind of get us through that. But I want to continue working on the cars. And I even was talking to my wife and joking around. I said, what if this year...
By a trailer.
I said, what if this year I sold a motorcycle, but I bought a different motorcycle? And she goes, oh, maybe.
So what would change?
Maybe it would be a more expensive motorcycle, right?
Oh.
But I'm trying to like set a goal for myself.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
okay.
I got to work towards something here. So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. But basically, I want to travel more. I want to hang out with my wife more. I want to be a better dad still. And then I want to still have, I want to lose some weight. And then I also still have time to, I don't know, play with toys before I get too old.
How long before you find yourself on a Goldwing with a child seat in the back and
nice.
Lucy can ride there? It's a Honda.
Never.
It's a cruiser.
It is a Honda.
You can
What
take
if you-
her with you.
What if
It's an
you bought a
enjoyable
Honda
father-daughter
Goldwing?
experience, something fun you can do together and share your love of two wheels with her.
Yeah.
I don't think that will ever happen on me myself on a Goldwing,
think of
because a
the
Goldwing is the
technology.
size of a car.
Just think of all the
I
technology.
mean,
It takes
it's
up
true. I'm
a
just
size.
trying to think of like a bike
But what if you
that
made it
has
cool?
a high backside so that
Yeah.
What if you
your
did OEM
precious
Plus
child
build on
does
it?
not go flying off the back when you decide to go and right up the road.
I don't know. But I would say, though.
Would you do that, though? Have her ride on the back of a bike with you at some point?
Oh, yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
Well, or some.
Once she's big enough to hold herself.
I mean,
Somewhere,
yeah,
like,
sure.
and even like I'll probably illegally like have her wear a helmet, and me and her will go up and down the street like
Sure.
for fun at a very slow slow pace. That's what my dad did, and it was a lot of fun. But I will say that there is the part of me that, like I said, I kind of
wants a Goldwing.
No, I kind of want a new motorcycle. I kind of want something new and exciting, right? I feel like I love everything I have, but I kind of looking forward to that progression of like what's the next cool thing or what's the next thing I can work towards. But I think everybody right now is at a tough spot in the car world because we look at the prices of things and we go, ooh. Ouch,
Everything
right?
is atrocious.
And then if it's not the price of it, we go, I could probably finance that. Like, what's the interest rate on that? And they show us the interest rate, and we go
12%.
Ouch.
For good credit.
Ouch. And then you go, okay, maybe not a car. Maybe we upgrade the house. Maybe we look into something new. And you go, oh, that's even worse. So I think, I don't know what the answer is. Right? I think the answer is Legos and video games.
Yeah, but what if you built a Goldwing that looked like the Civic? What if you had it matching?
Like a red,
Buy a
like
red
a Milano
one?
red
Milano red
Goldwing.
Goldwing.
What if
and
you
then,
kept it-
Black wheels?
Black wheels.
Kind of
Black out all the chrome. You black out all the chrome.
Keep it in the motorcycle brand-ish space, but maybe not two wheels. Maybe a KTM Expo is in your future.
No, Dane, Ariel Atom all the way, man. That's the
Well,
way.
I mean, the Ariel Atom is definitely
Ariel
a
Atom
wonderful
all the
way
way.
to go.
Just
get rid of the Evo
and
and get
probably
an
more
Ariel.
affordable now that you can find used ones. Because let's be real, the difference between an old one and a new one is maybe the engine, but the experience is more or less the same.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the motorcycle thing's probably most realistic. I've had that Triumph for 7 years. I don't think anybody I know has had the same motorcycle for 7 years. That's crazy.
Well,
most people don't have them for that long unless it's like a dirt bike that they ride on
People who
occasion.
own the types of bikes you own don't own them that long. The people who own bikes for a long time might be more like the cruiser types, like the Harleys and the Goldwing types and that kind of thing.
I'm a Goldwing rider that just happens to have
You have sport bike
more
taste.
youthful bikes.
Yes, you're not looking to appear.
Anyway,
times a week.
okay, so I actually have a phone call I got to get on. So really quick, let's just do our weekends in like 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Levi, what do you got?
Nothing. I literally sat on the couch pretty much all day
Okay.
and chilled out all weekend. Watched some movies with the kids. We started Lord of the Rings again. Carly and I watched.
Have
for
you
those
started
of you
from
that,
the beginning or from
from the beginning.
Okay.
Carly and I did something. I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but you guys should try it. It's great. We watched Singing in the Rain, which is available on HBO Max right now. Watched that, the 1950, and then we watched Babylon the next right afterwards. Pretty rad, honestly, to watch those two movies pretty much back to back. It's pretty neat. If you've never done it before, do it. It's pretty cool. So
Okay, nice. Well, being sick, I had a lot of time to myself, even when I was feeling miserable. So I did binge several different series and stuff. I kind of channeled my inner weeb for a while, though, and I went and watched a bunch of anime stuff, which I normally like. I go through phases.
Weeb? I don't know if it's a weeb thing.
I mean,
what's a weeb?
It's a weeaboo. It's a whole like a big nerd kind of like for anime thing. Like occasionally have that little urge where I go, I'm just gonna watch something animated, and then I wind up down that stretch.
You don't been impressed here. I mean,
No,
you're fine.
no.
We're
like
in a safe space.
Sometimes it's
You could
one of
say
those
that
things.
you like that. You're a JM.
No, I do.
You like,
I grew up with that.
Did you
stuff.
watch? Were you watching Sailor Moon?
No, like the first like animation I got into was like Miyazaki stuff, like Studio Ghibli, like My Neighbor Totoro, like that kind of stuff. I really loved.
I like that
the
you said that.
Totoro.
But Totoro. But yeah, moving on from that, I mean, this week I watched.
Dane's a hardcore JDA.
I watched
bro.
Assassination Classroom, Zom 100. Also went through all of the new Trigun series. Like I watched a bunch of stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
But there's several different things, and I enjoyed it. And MF Ghost, which is actually kind of the unofficial sequel to Initial D, which is like newer, but it's more like motorsports thinking about technique and driving.
Initial
stuff.
D's on Hulu now.
Yeah, no, that's good too. So I ended up giving myself a Crunchyroll subscription for a week and a half. It was just a cheap thing, and I was like, let me see how many of these I can crank through. So I actually got through a bunch of stuff, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. And then I started watching that series last night that Anthony recommended, and there was a hilarious line that I took a clip of because at some point some guy goes, what was it? I am a ballless, thumbless, dogless loser who has a massage chair that kind of works. There's literally a guy who says that at one point, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I was enjoying that too. That is the brother's son.
Yeah,
So,
very
good times.
show.
But anyway, yes, Franco, I agree. I love that one. That one was shockingly good. I feel like Gabe would actually like that because it's all about teaching, even though you don't think it'll be. It is. Anyway, that's me. So moving on to you.
Myself, let's see. So, gosh, Saturday I had new washer and dryer delivered. Pretty pumped on that. Old washer started leaking, right, all over the floor, and it started like filling up on its own, right? It's a sensor thing. You could replace it, but it was like $200 to replace the sensor, and I was like, we've had it for like 8 years. It's time to let go, right? So, got a new washer and dryer delivered on Saturday. LG, in
Levi Gates version.
A Levi Gates version in like a cool, like it's like a destroyer gray, right? Very cool looking. And so we got that pumped, right? And I think we actually started that morning off. No, that wasn't that morning, but we did that. I think I did some stuff around the house. And then I went down and actually took a set of wheels and tires down to Discount Tire where I got everything mounted over there. Basically, I have a new set of wheels that are wider and a new set of more aggressive tires for the RSX for this probably closer to summer. Downside is that those tires are called Nitto NTO1, right? They're like very like kind of like a track focused tire. Can't drive on them in the winter, right? So there's like literally it's dumping
Too
snow
hard.
out.
Yeah.
And I'll just die if I drive on them. So all I was able to do was test fit them. Like I literally got the wheels and tires, threw them on the car, said, "Well, it's pretty cool. I'm going to attempt to roll it backwards. Just going to call it good there." So I did that, and then I think it was a pretty chill night. I think we had Olive Garden that night or something like that, and kind of hung out. And that's when I finished off the James May Our Man in India. Awesome
Haven't
show.
watched that yet, but want to.
There's only 3 episodes, but they're all 3 of
short.
them are really, really good. So I highly recommend that on Amazon. And then I started that Brother's Son, whatever it is. Love that.
How many episodes of that are there?
There's 8.
Okay, I'm only 3 in, so I got to wait.
I'm 3 in as well. I am very much looking forward to the final 5. I hope it continues to be as good. So did that, and Sunday morning started my day off with not on the weight loss train, but some In-N-Out, right, to start off the morning.
Oh my God.
My wife, she went there like literally 9 a.m.
That's been her thing. She's gone there at least 3 or 4 times at this point, but only in the morning because that's the only time anybody can go through the line fast.
Dane, she left the house at 9 a.m. She was walking through my front door, right, with In-N-Out at 9:32.
What?
Yeah.
See,
she
if she
made
tried
it
that,
there, got the food, and was back in 30 minutes.
if she tried that anytime after like 1 or 2 p.m., it would change from that quick to like 3 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was so we did that, and the rest of the day was actually pretty chill. Cold. It was kind of a snowy
day.
weekend.
I love snow. I was so excited to see it happening.
Yeah, so hopefully we continue to get more, so we can have some more fun. Maybe go do some donuts.
This week's looking promising.
Go do some more fun stuff. But that was pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, there
All
you go.
right.
Dane, take us home.
Okay, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure. I hope you all enjoyed our little hangout with P&S products as well as our little catch-up here for New Year's. I'm glad I got a chance to chip in. Thank you guys for waiting. And, of course, if you're listening to this sometime in the future and you're on a podcast episode of some kind, please leave a review, star rating, or a written review is extremely helpful. Lets other people know what you think of the show. Kind of lets them decide if it's something they're going to be into. And if you want to do that, but you're watching right now in the video, when this video is done being live, just write a comment down below it and just say what you thought of the episode, or offer up your New Year's resolutions or something you have to say about the P&S experience, all that kind of stuff. We want to hear what you have to say. So other than that, we got Q&A Thursday coming up later this week on Thursday, so you can look forward to asking your detailing questions then. And otherwise, just make sure you click like on this video before you leave, and you're subscribed to the Rad Company podcast and main channels. And that's it. So from all of us here, Happy New Year, and have yourselves a good one. Hopefully it's going well so far. Stay healthy out there. We'll see you later.
See ya.